Colonel MK in Eunice was our commander. You remember when we got to clean up some old veteran place?
I joined the cadet force in 1983 and I moved up right through the cadet force until I became 001.
Well, I'm glad that I proved myself useful in that small way.
A youth named Pops from Balmaj Avenue introduced me to Upper Camp by the Rationals. A former member from the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, 6th Battalion Jamaica Regiment. Hey, this a VC, you know, make you know, so you have to tune in to what talk through telly are the real deal, that's Zane. Boom. Let's relive the 80s where Cadet is concerned. To be exact, independent unit. Speaking of the hardship, the struggles, good times, bad times, the togetherness, the discipline. Let's look into the service of Joyce and what she brought to the table. Let us remember the works of Prof. Second Lieutenant Edwards, Sir Maitland, Private Mary M., aka Shrimp, aka BUJU BANTON, Sir Troy Fraser, Colonel Fuller, who is a part of the foundation. He was right there at the starting of the independent unit. 6th Battalion, Jamaica Regiment.
So morning everyone, I'm here with Colonel Fuller, the founder and author of the independent unit, 6th Battalion JCCF back then. You know, he was instrumental in getting this unit started. But you know, he know why he started it, that unit at that time. So I will, you know, just ask him a few questions and then he can give insight into it. So Colonel, welcome. How did you start and why did you start the independent unit and what year was it started?
Oh, we must give tribute to the late Major Kane, who was a training officer at Cadet headquarters. He went on a recruiting drive to get cadets to form a unit outside of the specific school unit like JC, KC, Wolvers and all that. So that independent unit is made up of a number of private secondary schools. The school I was attending at the moment is one that is really literally unheard of. It's St. Monica's College on Victoria Avenue, near to Ellison Road.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which company took over a manufacturing company at the moment. Almost directly in front of St. Michael's Church on Victoria Avenue. That's where this little private secondary school was kept.
Okay.
And I was a member of that school and did quite a bit for them before I left.
Okay.
I got to that school almost by accident. In that, we were trying to find a second. I grew up in the country, Manchester.
Okay.
And that the education stream that time was the first, second, and third Jamaica local exam. Before you could then switch over into secondary training, where you sat for your junior and senior Cambridge exams.
Okay.
Well, because of my age, and I did not start anything along secondary line, none of the bigger secondary schools would accept me in order to take the exam within 1 year. All of them were saying, Casey, Georges, all those in Kingston were saying I would have to study for 2 years before I could sit the senior Cambridge exam.
Okay.
This little private secondary school headed by a lady said, I'm willing to take him if he's willing to work hard. And so I went, and I got a lot of privileges. For one, when they were doing arithmetic, and they are going through some of the things there at that level, that was kindergarten stuff
For you.
for me. And so she allowed me. Her name was Mrs. Doris Alberga. She allowed me to take that time to do my private study right at the school there. So while the others in class, I am in some corner doing something else.
Oh.
You
So you had that bright sparks.
I was a bright spark. In fact,
Okay.
I was such a bright spark that after a while, she used me as a junior teacher for teaching those in the secondary stream, to teach them arithmetic.
Okay.
So I
Got there.
have this kind of a background.
Okay. So Major Kane started now. Why did he come up with the idea to start an independent unit?
It was my idea.
Major Kane?
Major Kane.
Yes.
It was Major Kane's idea that there are so many private schools around, and he wanted to. They wanted to increase the membership in the cadet force. So
Okay.
it was a case of pooling all these private secondary schools, all these private secondary schools together to form one unit.
Okay. So then you were drawn from that school and got attached to the independent unit?
Yes. So I'm a foundation. That's how I come to be a foundation member of independent unit.
Okay. So you joined the unit as a cadet?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a foundation cadet
Oh.
of independent unit, and I was highly rated, if I might say so myself. And so, although joining the unit in January, by December of the same year, I was promoted to sergeant.
Oh, what year was that?
That was, what I say now, 1960. I'm trying to remember. You have to forget the old grade here.
Okay.
If you just allow me a moment, I'll see if I can find
Okay.
my notes here easily without holding anything up. That was 1950.
1950. So 7 years after the formation of the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force. Yeah,
What year
because
did I tell you that?
so it's 1950. The independent unit was started, and the force started in 1943. Wow.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
1950.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it started in the January of 1950.
January 1950.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. The wealth of.
And then I, as I said before, I moved up through the ranks to become a sergeant by the end of the year.
Okay. And then after leaving school, what did you do? You went to officer training and came back as an officer at the independent unit? How did that happen?
The, They, I must have attended some officer course because the following year, in 1951, I was promoted to what they call an AUO,
Adult under
Adult
officer.
Under Officer.
Okay.
And 4 years after that, 1955, I was promoted to a second lieutenant.
Okay.
And 6 years after that, I was promoted to lieutenant. And that's where it kept going.
Okay. And I see you have that love for the independent unit.
Yes,
sorry.
yes. Not that I had the love for the independent unit, but being a foundation member. Whenever the promotions were coming, they were coming within the unit structure itself of independent unit,
Okay.
rather than the force as a whole.
Oh,
So I was not a roaming officer.
you were there.
I was attached to independent unit to continue building independent.
Right.
And so I was building it, and they were building me.
Okay.
With the promotions.
Okay. That's great. So tell us some of your experiences as an officer within the independent unit over the years, like
Over the
camps, international camps, battalion camps.
International camps, and then I was a privileged officer to be invited for overseas training and overseas camps.
Oh, okay.
I was invited to go to St. Kitts and Montserrat with about 12 senior NCOs to train cadets from scratch.
Right.
Up to their proficiency level.
Oh.
No, not to their proficiency level, to be able to sit the exam. So I started their training, not knowing one thing about cadets, and I started training them